The hardwood forest in southern Louisiana is endangered, and pieces are being lost every year because of hurricane winds. A Studio in the Woods is an artist residency that also works to preserve the forest. David Baker is the botanist for the residents, and he helps educate others on the importance of the forest.
Large hardwoods absorb lots of hurricane wind energy, and without hardwood bottomland forests, that wind energy will be dissipated someplace else.
This water oak was just a sapling before Hurricane Katrina hit, and a Studio in the Woods has been able to preserve its growth. Ecologists say that if the Studio in the Woods continues preserving this hardwood forest, that the natural habitat will be restored in 50 to 75 years. However, a Studio in the Woods actually began as a residency for artists. The founders, Joe and Lucy Ann Carmichael, both had a passion for all forms of art. Camille Hill Pruitt, the residency coordinator, said the Carmichaels built the residency to highlight the beauty in nature.
To see the beauty of a fern unfurling, or a new leaf, or the dew on the spider web, each has its own beauty.
A Studio in the Woods does more than educate artists on the beauty in nature. Joanne Winters, a neighbor to the property, has become more environmentally friendly because of the studio.
We have to be in tune, in touch with the environment, and walk softly. You know, that we're not the only ones that own this land, this earth. We walk with the animals.
There are 2 homes on the property, and both were built before green building was a trend.
Everything you see here has had a life of its own before it became a Studio in the Woods.
The most important work the studio does is help educate locals on the environment and the danger of invasive species, which are non-native plants that are taking over the habitat.
The species shade out the seedlings would die, and as the hurricane frequency increases, then the larger trees fall over. What we would be left with would be a forest filled with invasive species.
It's fascinating that the property lies within the city limits of New Orleans, a beautiful city that was founded in the 1600s. It would be a shame if the natural habitat was lost.